Today, I'm in my mid 50s. I've been through hormonal shifts. I've seen what society tells us aging should look like, and I reject it completely. I believe aging can be vibrant and strong, mentally sharp, deeply purposeful, and not by chasing youth, but by building your capacity. Welcome to the Vitality Choice. I'm your host, Christine Costello, wellness educator, founder of a science backed supplement brand, and someone who has spent decades studying and applying the science of what allows the body to stay strong, energized, and resilient through midlife and beyond. This podcast is about rewriting the narrative on aging. Each week, we explore the everyday choices that shape how we age, from strength and metabolism to nutrition, mindset, recovery, and connection, so you can live stronger, healthier, and more vital at any age. Because aging isn't the problem, decline is. And when you understand how your body actually works, you can make the choices that allow you to age powerfully. So let's dive in. Today, I want to start with something simple but powerful. Aging isn't the problem, decline is. And in this episode, I want to share why that belief changed everything for me and why it might actually change everything for you too. Think about this. For most of our lives, aging has been framed as something that happens to us, something to brace for, something to manage as it slowly takes things away. The messaging is everywhere. Expect pain, expect weight gain, expect fatigue, expect medications, just expect less. But here's the truth that changed everything for me. Much of what we blame on aging is actually decline driven by deconditioning. That is the loss of muscle, poor metabolic health, chronic stress, disrupted sleep, and underfueling the body. That's not aging. That's a lack of the right signals. And once you understand that, you realize something incredibly empowering. Your body is adaptable at any age. Before we talk about muscle, metabolism, or longevity science, I want to tell you why I care so deeply about this. Growing up, my understanding of health was shaped basically by fear. My mother was chronically ill, both physically and mentally. And as one of 7 children, I spent much of my childhood caring for her instead of being cared for. Hospitals were very familiar. Medications were constant. There were nights I didn't know if she would survive. And despite everything, she never really truly got better. Eventually, her health broke down our family. I remember thinking, is this really the only path we're offered as we age? Is it possible to live a full and vibrant life full of happiness and health? These questions have never left me, and for a long time, I believed that was just how life unfolded. But what I didn't understand then, and what most people still aren't taught, is that many of these outcomes are not inevitable. They're the result of accumulated decisions or the absence of them. As I got older, I watched the same story repeat everywhere. Aging meant disease, aging meant decline, aging meant giving up pieces of yourself. No one was talking about health span or strength until recently. No one was talking about what was possible. So I started learning, never realizing this would lead to my purpose, the reason I am here. So I started studying how the body actually works, how muscle is built and lost, how metabolism adapts, how nutrition, recovery, and stress shape our biology over time. In my early 30s, I lifted weights for the first time. That moment changed my life. I had spent so much of my life resisting the idea of exercise, but strength didn't just change my body. It changed how I felt in my body. I felt capable, confident, and alive. Then in my 40s, I challenged myself with fitness competitions and won my natural pro card. It took a lot of work and discipline. I learned a lot during that time, but I also learned something really critical, that extreme approaches don't create sustainable health. In fact, they can backfire. Health and resiliency begins with consistent and foundational habits. Today, I'm in my mid 50s. I've been through hormonal shifts. I've seen what society tells us aging should look like, and I reject it completely. I believe aging can be vibrant and strong, mentally sharp, deeply purposeful, and not by chasing youth, but by building your capacity. And that's when something became very clear to me. Aging is inevitable, but how we age is shaped by the choices we make, small choices repeated daily, What we do or don't do compounds over time. So, my mission is clear. I'm not here to help just one person. I'm here to change the way we think about aging so that health becomes something we pass down, just like wealth, to our children. And that's what I call generational health. And that belief is the heart of this podcast. This is what I mean by the vitality choice. It's not about chasing youth. It's not about perfection. It's about choosing every day to support the systems that keep your body strong, energized, and resilient. That means maintaining your muscles so your body stays capable, supporting your metabolism so energy stays stable, caring for your gut so mood and appetite regulate, prioritizing your recovery instead of burnout, staying connected to purpose and other people. Vitality isn't something you're given, it's something you build. It means you can move well, think clearly, travel confidently, and feel grounded in your body decade after decade. And the science tells us this is absolutely possible. We've all known people who have aged extremely well, and many more others who have not. Many of us believe how you age is all about your genetics, but I'm here to tell you that it's possible to age well despite your genetics. It's the consistency of our daily choices that shape us. It's the understanding of how our bodies work and getting in tune with ourselves. This podcast, in future episodes, will delve deeply into these concepts, allowing you to apply them in your life. Every episode of the Vitality Choice is grounded in 6 pillars that shape how we age. Muscle and movement, this is the foundation of longevity. Nourishment and metabolism, fueling the body as it changes. Gut health, the driver of energy, mood, and appetite. Rest and recovery, where adaptation happens. Purpose and identity, how mindset shapes behavior. Connection, relationships, community, and emotional health. This is not a podcast about extremes. You won't hear fear-based health messaging or impossible standards. You will hear clear explanations, realistic strategies, science made simple, reminders that consistency matters more than perfection. Episodes are intentionally short, about 10 to 20 minutes, so you can listen, learn, and apply without overwhelm. So if there's one thing I want you to take from today, it's this. Pay attention to the small signals, the subtle changes, the quiet shifts in strength, energy, and resilience. These aren't signs of aging taking over. They're your body's feedback. And when you respond to that feedback with intention, you begin to change the trajectory of how you age. That's the power of the vitality choice. Next week, we'll talk about the difference between lifespan and health span and why strength is one of the most important predictors of how well we age. Thanks for spending this time with me today on the Vitality Choice. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to follow the show so you never miss an episode. And if you know someone who wants to stay strong, capable, and independent as they age, share this episode with them because how we age matters. And the choices we make today shape the life we live tomorrow. I'll see you next week.